Okay, so we're going to start with our edible cell, and what we're going to do is we're going to build on the cookie. So our cookie is what we're building on. And the first thing we probably need to do is think about having a cushion for all the materials that we're going to put in here. What would be the stuff that fills in the empty spaces and serves as a cushion, Maggie?
Icing.
Good, that's going to be our icing. And what do we call it in the cell? What's the actual stuff in the cell called? Ben? Cytoplasm, good. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the icing picture and we're going to find it with cytoplasm. So we put it beside cytoplasm and glue it. And then beside it, it says, what is cytoplasm? We're going to put the jelly-like substance that fills in the empty spaces. So we're going to glue that down. We're going to put that it's the jelly-like substance. I know you can't see that too well right now. The jelly-like substance that fills in the empty spaces. And then we're going to cut a corner off of our icing and we're going to squirt our icing on a cookie. We are now going to add the control center. So we have our ice cookie, has our cytoplasm in it. Now we're going to do the control center. So what do we call the control center? Maggie? That's the nucleus. And the nucleus is going to be represented by the lifesavers. So we're going to glue our lifesavers beside the nucleus. And the nucleus controls the cell's activities. It's like a brain, right? It controls the cell's activities.
Is this going to be a plant or animal cell?
Since it's round, it's going to be an animal cell. And you'll see that on the top of your sheet.
Animal cell.
Look at Mr. Phillips checking all the boxes.
No icing left behind.
So once you write that down and you've glued your picture on, you can put your nucleus in the middle. You're going to put a lifesaver in the middle.
Hopefully this will be a cell membrane.
Yeah. So the next thing we're going to do, we have added the cytoplasm and the nucleus. We are going to add the mitochondria. And the mitochondria are going to be represented by the jelly bean. So we're going to take the jelly beans. And the picture is actually Mike and Ike's. I used my picture from last year because I used Mike and Ike's last year. But I couldn't find Mike and Ike's this year, so I had to find jelly beans. And it says, what do mitochondria do and what shape do they have? What do they do? Graydon.
They break down the food for the cell.
Good, and they change the food into energy. Good. So they turn food into energy. And they are shaped like a jelly bean. They're bean shaped.
So it's for bean shape?
Yeah. Or kidney shaped. Same thing. Bean shaped, kidney shaped. So they turn food into energy. And they're bean shaped. Most of the pictures usually show them kind of like an oval, but they really are bean shaped. So we're going to take our jelly beans, and you can put your jelly beans wherever you would like. You can put them all together in a pile, or you can spread them out. So I'm spreading mine out on one side. So I'm putting it on one side and leaving this empty. And my jelly beans are my mitochondria, mighty mitochondria.
No, I don't think so. I don't.
So the next thing that we're doing again is that we're adding the vacuoles. Vacuoles are storage areas, and there's many of them in the animal cell. So we're going to represent those by nerds. And we're going to write organelles that store water, food, and waste, because the question says what are vacuoles. Once you do that, it might be easier to take your fruit roll-up out of your bag and then just sprinkle your nerds on top. However you want to do it, though. As many as you want. So once you do that, you're going to sprinkle your nerds and make your vacuoles.
And it's a Jolly Ranch from Mr. Phillips. It's a Jolly Ranch. My favorite candy is Jolly Ranch.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to put the fruit roll-up on it, and we're going to cover the fruit roll-up, or cover the cookie with the fruit roll-up. So we're going to glue fruit roll-up beside cell membrane. And the question says, what's the cell membrane and what does it do? We're going to say it surrounds the cell and protects it. Sorry, I messed up. And protects it. So that little blip after cell, I just crossed that out. It surrounds the cell and protects it. Mm-hmm.
I have a question on my brother been asking my mom a lot.
What?
Is the S and the C silent and sent?
I think it's a combination that they call a digraph. That it would be an SC would make the sound together. Okay, so when we add our cell membrane, you have a choice. If you don't like the idea of using the actual fruit roll-up for your cell membrane, you could just take the plastic and cover it like that to show that the cell membrane surrounds the whole thing. If you want to use your fruit roll-up, you can take your fruit roll-up and wrap it around too and put it under the cookie. But basically, I know that some of you may not like having a fruit roll-up on top of the cookie and eating it all together.
I'm doing it.
So that's your choice, whichever way you want to do it. And that is our cell. We have the different organelles. As you eat the organelles, think about what they are and what they do.
I think it's so